LoreWarrior Online, the Guillotine IIC. Overview. The Exodus fleet carried large numbers of the Guillotine, a rugged Star League Defense Force design, away from the inner sphere to Kerensky's followers' new home beyond the periphery. When Nicholas Kerensky had established his new society and retaken the Pentagon worlds with those disciplined forces, the newly formed clan set about building mech units, relying on their existing designs for their blueprints. A large number of guillotines found in storage on the Pentagon worlds of Eden and Circe were distributed among the clans who maintained enclaves on these planets. This sturdy, dependable design served in the front lines until the advent of the Omnimech, when the guillotine was relegated to second line and Solama units. Capabilities. When the time came to produce new second-line battle mechs, Clan Coyote engineers reworked the venerable guillotine into a newer, more powerful design, rather than inventing an all-new unit. Replacing the old Innosphere chassis with a Clan Endo-Steel one, the engineers freed up more space inside the mech for weapons. Already satisfied with the mech's armour protection, speed, and jump capability, the engineers concentrated on giving it better firepower. The guillotine's main weapon was changed from a large laser to an ERPPC, and the arm-mounted medium lasers were replaced with two large pulse lasers. Two extended-range medium lasers and a Clan standard SRM-6 rack would round out the guillotine's new weapon suite. To help the mech dissipate the heat from this load, standard heatsinks were replaced with 16 Clan double heatsinks. The newly christened Guillotine IIC was officially unveiled in 2889, and Clan Starradder won several of them in a trial of possession, and was the first clan to take the upgraded mech into battle. The Adders used the new mechs in 2892 against a raiding force from Clan Mongoose, seeking genetic material on the Adder's homeworld. The Star Adder warriors fought a grueling 5-hour battle against the determined Mongoose warriors, and only the timely arrival of 2 stars made up entirely of the Guillotine IIC turned the battle in favour of the Star Adders. Deployment. Currently, Clan Star Adder, Cloud Cobra and Coyote field the largest number of Guillotine IICs, and most of the other clans employ small numbers of the mechs. All Guillotine IICs are assigned to second line and Salama units, and in Clan Coyote, a Star Captain or Trinary Commander would pilot this unit. Yes, always look to some of the best of the Star League era to really round out the clan forces. The Guillotine IIC is a 70-tonner still. It has a modified heavy Type 10 Endo-Steel chassis. Its power plant is the standard 280 series. It has a move of 43 walk and 65 run kph, and it has its Clan Series Type 4 heavy jump jets that give it 120 meter jump capacity. Its armor is the Forging OTR 17B standard, and its armament is a single Clan Mark 17 extended range PPC, 2 Calibri Delta Series large pulse lasers, 2 Series 2F extended range medium lasers, and a Clan Series 4D standard SRM-6 launcher. It's manufactured by the Omega Orbital Platform production plant, and its communication system is the J&E integrated, targeting and tracking provided by the Series 6 kit. But what does that translate to stat-wise? Well, let me tell you. It is a walk of 4, a run of 6, and a jump of 4. Its 16 heat sinks, which are doubles, give it 32 heat dissipation each turn, and it has an armor value of 9 on the head, 27 armor on the torso, 12 on the rear, 22 on the right and left torso with 8 on the rear, 20 on the arms, and 22 on the legs. The ERPPC is left arm mounted, while the 2 large pulls are right arm mounted. It has an ER medium laser in the left torso and another ER medium in the right torso. The SRM-6 is CT mounted with the ammo of 15 shots. The jump jets are then spread between the right and left torso and 1 in each leg. And overall, you've got a pretty solid goddamn fire support platform, all virtually an assault mech at this point. It's well armoured, jump capable, good range, can fight at any distance. Yeah, it's a solid brute of a mech. Sometimes the tried and true classics, I think, are better in some cases to some of the more frontline clan designs. The Guillotine IIC still keeps that look as well of the original, but just looks like more, you know? It's a slightly chunkier design, but it still looks pretty good. It's immediately sort of recognizable as a rather unique looking mech. The original Guillotine had some interesting visual designs, the big shoulder parts that look like kind of weird, I don't know, like peanut shell kind of case design. It was odd, slightly evocative of certain like sort of organic shapes that you would see in some anime mecha of the period of when the original was created by Luce. Obviously, Plog here has chunked it up a bit to give it that more, well, to obviously visually have it stand out a bit more, but also I guess just to signify the idea of the heavier, larger weaponry being established on this, with the clan tech obviously making it a bit more of a threat visually. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with a Guillotine, either or, the 2C or the standard. They're just really solid mechs. Great heat dissipation for their weight and their armament, combined with a decent amount of maneuverability and a good set of armor protection. It's one of those designs that's hard to argue with, and it's when you get into that 70-ton, 75-ton kind of range that you kind of get a decent mix of pretty much the perfect weight, I'd say, of battle mech, because they're armed, armored, and mobile enough that they can, almost be a jack of all trades type approach to combat. And this is probably where you get some of the more, I'd say, immediately iconic kind of designs within BattleTech as a whole. When we get to the 75-tonners, you've got some really standout visual designs that obviously stick with a lot of people. Naturally, in 70 tons, you've got things like the Warhammer, but in 75 tons, you've got the Marauder, you've got the Timberwolf, for instance. 3 mechs that are almost completely evocative of BattleTech in general. But there are many more that obviously rattle around in that kind of weight class. So, yeah, it's pretty good. And the Guillotine IIC is a frightening machine to put up against players. Obviously, a very solid, dependable mech to use in a larger scale, sort of just grand battle that you might be doing as part of a sort of scenario campaign as larger scale battle. And also something that's very powerful for a player group to have access to. And obviously, this clan design is just the Guillotine, but more. Better range, better heat dissipation, higher damage. Overall, it's just a solid design, and definitely not something that you want to just waltz up to and think you're gonna have an easy time. Even I think assault mechs would not want to, on average, would not want to sort of take a full brunt of an attack from a Guillotine 2C. So I've only got praise for it. I love the visual design of this and the original, and I've always been a big fan of the weapons package of this thing. So it's just such a solid design. It's not the fastest thing, 464, but it's also nothing to really thumb your nose at. It just works solidly. So that's the Guillotine 2C. I will let you all get on with your day. Thanks for listening. As always, I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.